Namaste and Mabuhay to everyone. On behalf of Embassy of India in Manila, I welcome you all today on the first day of our 4-day long lecture series on Ayurveda. Ayurveda, literally the science of life, is a medical system with its roots in the Indian civilization. It has been practiced for thousands of years, making it one of the oldest living systems of health. In the recent years, renewed emphasis on holistic and sustainable systems of medicine, Ayurveda, and its complementary practices, especially yoga and meditation, are gaining increasing global attention. India has been celebrating Ayurveda Day every year since 2016. This year, for the sixth Ayurveda Day, the theme is Ayurveda for Nutrition. To make this holistic practice of Ayurveda more accessible to our Filipino friends, the Embassy of India in Manila is organizing a 4-day lecture series led by Indian and Filipino Ayurvedic practitioners and experts. And today, on the first day of the series, we have with us a multifaceted personality, a certified nutritionist, an international yoga and meditation teacher, an entrepreneur, a holistic wellness expert, and a philanthropist, Ms. Clara Day Herrera. I welcome you on behalf of Embassy of India, and now the screen is all yours.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Miss Vishwanjali. Thank you very much. And good evening to everyone. Thank you for being with us today. And it is my pleasure to be the first speaker in this 4-day series, online lecture series for Explore Ayurveda. So, one question. Okay. Have you heard about holistic wellness before? I'm sure most of us have heard of it before, or we've tried to discover how it can help us with our daily lives. But in the internet, there are so many information available about holistic wellness that that it can be confusing sometimes. There are so many gurus, so there are so many teachers who are sharing the gift of holistic wellness. But did you know that there is a time-honored science and practice about holistic wellness? And I'm very excited to introduce to you Ayurveda. It is India's unique pathway to health and wellness. Are you ready? And as Ms. Vishwanjali has introduced me already, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Ms. Vishwanjali. Again, I am Clara. I am a certified international yoga and meditation teacher. I have a certification in vegan and vegetarian nutrition as well. And I am going to share with you today the daily practices that I do based on Ayurvedic principles and based on the teachings of my guru in India, because a big part of our curriculum in India when I took up my yoga teacher training there was Ayurveda, and they are easy, they are simple tips, and of course, you would. I'm not saying that you you have to incorporate everything right away after this, but take what resonates and then slowly build up from there. So, are you ready? Okay, if you're ready, can we share the screen, please, now? Yes. So. My presentation is at the back end. All right, thank you. All right, so let's go to the first slide. Thank you. First, thank you. Okay, there you go. Explore Ayurveda. How to incorporate Ayurveda practices to your daily life. Again, these are very simple, easy to implement practices. All right. So next slide, please. Okay, what are we going to discover tonight? So I'll be giving you the introduction to Ayurveda, then the Ayurvedic principles on sleep, Ayurvedic principles on outer and inner healing, outer and inner cleansing as well, which is very important. And of course, Ayurvedic principles when it comes to food intake and nutrition as well. All right, next slide, please. So what is Ayurveda? So Miss Vishwanjali already introduced to us the concept of Ayurveda. Ayurveda in Sanskrit means the science of life. Okay. And it is also called the mother of all healing. It's a time honored practice from the Indian subcontinent. It started about 5,000 years ago. It's already a science and it is a time honored practice. All right. The main goal of Ayurveda is to promote balance and healing and promote prevention of diseases and imbalance in our bodies as well. All right. But this is also a side note and an information for everyone that Ayurveda is not a substitute to Western practices, to Western healing or the allopathic approach to medicine. It is a complement to that. All right. So next slide, please. So the number one focus of Ayurveda is sleep. Why? Well, we all know sleep is very important, but you who's watching right now, how's your sleep? What time do you sleep? Especially during this pandemic, our sleep patterns have become irregular already. Now, in terms of Ayurveda, the sleeping hours that's recommended is from 10 o'clock p.m. to 6 in the morning. 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. is the time when our bodies are going through detoxification process. So we really have to take advantage of that. All right. So that's why these are the recommended hours. Okay. And once we have applied this routine, it creates a healthy sleep and wake cycle, and you will be able to have more control of your body in terms of improving all aspects of your health. Okay. And the recommended time to wake up as well is waking up an hour, at least an hour and a half before sunrise. Okay. So this also has an influence on our circadian rhythm, on how wakeful we are for the rest of the day. All right. So sleep is very important in Ayurveda. Okay. So how do we, considering the challenges right now, the distractions, how are we going to get to sleep at least 10 p.m., considering all the distractions? So these are a few tips that I will be sharing with you tonight. All right, so next slide, please. Okay, tips for better sleep prior to that. Okay, so can you go to the previous slide, please? Thank you. So tips for better sleep. So number one, okay, um, I know it may be challenging for a lot of people, but we have to practice or make it a part of our routine now or our habit to avoid blue light, exposure to blue light at least 2 to 3 hours before we go to sleep. Now, I know that's very challenging for most of us, right? But if we can do 2 hours, at least 1 hour before sleeping, let's switch off all our gadgets, our electronic devices, all right? And this is going to help us relax, and it will help us go into better and more relaxing sleep as well. So that's number one, okay? Turn off all electronic gadgets at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, before 10 o'clock. But if you can't, okay, build it up first, slowly. At least 1 hour before bedtime, let's switch off all our gadgets and electronic devices. All right. So the second tip for better sleep, okay, we have to make sure that at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, we're not consuming any food anymore. Okay. So this allows our body to fully digest and process the food that we have eaten for dinner, for example, so that once we go to sleep, our entire body is relaxed already. Okay, and that again helps us go into a deeper, better, and more quality sleep. Okay, so that's tip number two. Tip number three. Okay, so for example, you've switched off your electronic devices already and you still can't sleep. Like it's a challenge for you to sleep. Go and get your journal or an empty notebook, an empty paper, which you can eventually compile, and write the things that you're grateful for today. Journal, all right? And if you can write at least 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for today, and then make it a habit that will help you, that will help your mind relax before you go to sleep. So that's very important. You know, if instead of going to your electronic device to scroll through your social media or do something in your laptop, go and write your journal in your journal. Start your gratitude journal for today if you haven't yet. So that's really going to help you a lot. Number four, okay, before going to sleep, it's also recommended that we meditate. Okay, meditation, it helps us, of course, get into better sleep, and it helps clear our mind before going to sleep. Because what's the challenge of a lot of people? That way, when we go to sleep or when we're trying to get to sleep, our mind is so full of thoughts, things that we want to do, things that we should have done. But when we get into a practice of meditation prior to sleep, at least 5 minutes, doesn't have to be long, at least 5 minutes, that's going to really help calm our mind, center ourselves. All right. So once we are ready to go to sleep, we are prepared. Our minds are prepared to really focus on just going to relax, on just focusing on relaxing and ending the day instead of thinking of what you should be doing tomorrow or what you should have done. Okay, so those are very important tips for better sleep. And of course, um, to induce our natural melatonin production, dim all the lights, switch off all the lights, make sure there's no source of light in your bedroom. Really make an effort. If there's, for example, your Wi-Fi router, which we recommend that you switch it off before bedtime, but if you can't, put some tapes that could prevent the blinking of the light from your router. So those are very few examples. So if you have a window wherein the light passes through that window, you can always get a blanket to cover that light. So that will really help get us into deeper sleep. Okay, all right. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. Hello. Okay, next slide, please. All right. So, okay, so we've discussed about sleep. So the next part of our the daily practices that we could incorporate based on Ayurveda principles is the inner and outer cleansing. So why is this very important? Because both all the practices that I will be sharing with you will help us prevent diseases and at the same time will help bring balance in our lives. So let's get to it. So the first part of inner and outer cleansing. Next slide, please. Okay. So when we wake up, so we've talked about sleep and the recommended times that we have to go to sleep based on Ayurvedic principles and the time that we have to wake up. Okay. So once we wake up, what do we do? Okay. So it's quite common knowledge that of course when we wake up, we wash our face, we go to the restroom, and then clean ourselves. But Ayurveda presents the logic behind it. So, for example, when we wash our face, when we clean our eyes, when we clean our senses, that helps us get rid of toxins of bacteria that are the usual causes of diseases. Okay, so We wash our face at least with warm water, not hot water. We wash our eyes as well when we wake up. And we brush our teeth, of course, that's common knowledge. But um, Ayurveda emphasizes tongue scraping because in our tongue, a lot of toxins are embedded there. Or there are a lot of deep-seated toxins there. So the daily habit of tongue scraping will really help get rid of those toxins. So if you can see in the picture, there's a metal scraper, tongue scraper there. That's the traditional Ayurvedic tongue scraper. Although I know there are a lot of different kinds of tongue scraper available in the market, but this one is recommended. Okay. And the next one. So, part of our cleansing as well is to clean our ears in the morning, okay, and then clean our nasal passages as well. So, what we can do, if you can see in the picture, the third one, the one, the center, the picture at the center, yeah, below the slide, below the girl who's washing her face. Okay, that's a neti pot. Okay, so with my guru in India has introduced that to us as well, and it's very interesting. It's a very interesting practice once you get it into your routine every day. So you the pot, don't worry about it. It's available in your online e-commerce stores. It's very accessible now. So you can just fill that up with clean water, distilled water recommended. And then there are saline solutions for that. But if you don't have access to that now, you can just put distilled water, warm distilled water, and then just slightly tilt your head, and then use the neti pot to clear the nasal passages. All right. Why is this very important? Why is cleaning our nasal passages very important? It is because our nasal passages are the doorway to our prana. And what is prana? Prana is our life force. Part of it is our breathing. It's very basic, it's very fundamental, but we have to pay particular attention to that. So think about this. When your nasal passages are blocked, how do you feel? Does it affect your entire well-being, your mood, your health in general? Of course it does, right? So we have to really pay particular attention in cleansing our nasal passages. Then after that, you can apply oil on your nasal passages, lubricate your nasal passages. You can use sesame oil, just a little bit, lubricate your nasal passages. Sesame oil, coconut oil, or olive oil. But I would recommend coconut oil, just a little bit. All right. And then um, a part of your cleansing also is oil pulling or gandusha in Sanskrit. Okay. What is oil pulling? Have you heard of oil pulling before? Okay. So oil pulling is when what we do, you get at least 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, again, or sesame oil or olive oil, and then gargle that oil in your mouth for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, swish it around your mouth, all right, and this will help literally pull the bacteria and toxins in your mouth, all right, and it will also help prevent bad breath, which is well, I know a lot of people are suffering from bad breath because of a lot of reasons. Well, it has a lot of reasons why people have halitosis or bad breath. But the habit of doing oil pulling, that simple habit of doing oil pulling, will really help cure and prevent bad breath. Okay. So after you've taken taken the oil in your mouth and you're gargling it and you're swishing it, all right, make sure not to swallow it because it has bacteria already once you've swished it in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and then when you spit it out, don't spit it out on the sink or in your lavatory bowl. Okay, spit it out in the trash because if ever it gets cold, it will clog your drainage system. So that's one very important reminder. Okay, So a lot of people are thinking 10 to 15 minutes. So this oil will be in my mouth. It may feel a little uncomfortable in the beginning, of course. Yeah, if you're not used to it, but again, build it up first. Try for at least 3 minutes tomorrow, and then 5 minutes the day after until you're able to do it for 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So, probably while you're doing your oil pulling, you can listen to a podcast or read a book. But, be creative, But the important thing is we apply it in our daily routine as well. For some people, they do it every day. Some people, they do it at least 5 times a week. So, your choice, do what works for you, but try it. It's highly recommended. Okay. And of course, part of our cleansing, okay, is hydrating, especially early in the morning. Okay. Hydrate yourself when you wake up, at least 1 to 2 glasses. All right. Make sure it's warm water. Try to avoid cold water in the morning, especially. Be gentle to your stomach, to your digestive system, especially in the morning. So, what my guru would recommend also is to add lemon. And if you're not vegan, you can add honey. But water alone is all right. Okay, and it's very highly recommended. Again, make it a habit because during our sleep we get to be dehydrated. So once we drink water when we wake up early in the morning, it helps activate and remove that gunk in our digestive system. All right. And doing this habit will also enable us to defecate and remove our bowels more regularly because that's a common problem nowadays. All right. So constipation is a common problem nowadays, but if we get into a habit of drinking water early in the morning, warm water, and um, just really being mindful about it and practicing it, it will really help with our constipation and digestive problems. All right. Okay, so those are the cleanse that is recommended in Ayurveda when it comes to cleaning our five senses. Okay. So next slide, please. Okay. So after we've cleaned ourselves, the next practice, Ayurvedic practice, is Abhyanga. Abhyanga is self massage. Okay. Um, I'm quite aware that not a lot of us are doing this, but it's very helpful in terms of relaxation, in terms of improving the blood circulation in our body, in terms of our lubricating our joints as well. All right, and it's also very important to for us to feel self-love. It's a practice that promotes self-love. Abhyanga is in Sanskrit is called or oiling. In Sanskrit is called sneha, which translates to love. All right, it's quite interesting, right? So that simple act of applying oil in your body and massaging yourself, it's an act of self-love. It's an act of love. All right, so it doesn't only help us physically, but of course internally as well, our emotional well-being and our mental well-being as well. It helps us. Okay, so self-massage, how do you do it? Self-massage with warm oil that is typically performed 15 minutes before bathing. Okay, so how do you warm your oil and what oil do you use? Again, Ayurveda recommends some sesame oil, coconut oil, or olive oil. So how do you do it? Um, Probably most people will say, but I'm not a trained masseuse. How can I massage myself? It's very simple. And of course, once you've oiled yourself, it's going to be much easier to massage yourself. So trust me on that. So the main motion for that, especially in our head, is to just do circular motion. So in our head, so we massage the nerve endings there, but do a circular motion in our forehead. do a circular motion as well. Every part of our body we do circular motion. Okay, especially our in our neck area, in our shoulder area, in our muscle area, and the parts of our body which have dominant muscle groups. So just do circular motions, yes, and that's going to help you relax and feel rejuvenated after. Very important as well is that we massage our abdominal area to help activate our digestive system. All right. And of course, foot massage. Yes, it may be challenging, but again, once you've oiled yourself, it's going to be much easier. And you can always do all the circular motions, and that will help you do your self massage or your abhyanga. Okay. There are a lot of online tutorials for this, so I recommend that you check them out. But the basic, just do put a lot of oil in your body and then just do some circular motions. All right. So that's one of the cleansing habits that Ayurveda is recommending for us. Okay, next slide, please. All right. So in the morning, okay, once we're awake and we've done our cleansing, okay, we've cleansed our senses, we've done our abhyanga or oil massage. What do we do after? Okay. So now we go to our again another inner and outer healing and the cleansing. So number one is yoga. Okay, make yoga a part of your daily routine. It doesn't have to be 1 hour. It doesn't have to be 40 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes of yoga, sun salutation will really make a difference in our lives. And um, watch how the magic of yoga unfolds in your life just by doing a daily practice of yoga. All right. And um, if you're starting, there are a lot of yoga for beginners available online, and yes, in my YouTube channel it's available as well, yoga for beginners. It's easy, just make a decision to go and do it. All right. And yoga is a close cousin of Ayurveda, by the way. Like they really go hand in hand, as well as meditation and pranayama. Okay. So after doing your yoga, the next part is pranayama. Pranayama are breathing techniques. All right. So tonight, you're in for a treat. I will be sharing with you very simple pranayama that will help cleanse your nasal passages and at the same time balance our active and passive bodies, our lunar and solar bodies. Again, yoga and Ayurveda is all about bringing balance in our lives. So when there's balance, there is order, and when there is imbalance, there's a disorder. So let's bring back that balance in our lives. So using this very simple pranayama technique, it's called Nadi Shodhana. All right. It's called, in English, it's called alternate nostril breathing. So if you're watching, um, do it with me. You can do it while you're seated. Okay. So if you have sinusitis, if you have rhinitis, if you have all these allergic symptoms of allergies, you can use this. You can do this daily, and it will really help you a lot. Okay. So um, show me your right palm. Okay. Right palm in front of your face. All right, right hand in front of your face. So now we're going to do the Nasika Mudra. Okay. So um, again, this there are a lot of ways to do the alternate nostril breathing, but this is the easiest way. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, okay, we're going to fold our finger and our middle finger. Okay. So what's left now? Our ring finger and our pinky and our thumb. Yes, it may be challenging for some to really stabilize the fingers, but again, everything in life is practice, especially if it's something new. Be open to the idea, but practice. Okay, when I first started doing this pranayama, it was a challenge as well. Okay, so do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, all right. So once you're used to, or you're okay with this gesture, hand gesture or mudra. Okay, you are now going to cover your left nostril with the two fingers. Okay, and you're going to inhale and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale, exhale. Now you're going to close your right nostril with your thumb and open your left nostril with your two fingers. So you're going to inhale and exhale again. Inhale, exhale. All right, through your left nostril, close, and then open your right nostril. You're going to inhale and exhale. Close and open. Inhale and exhale. Next, again, inhale and exhale. You start and end with the same nostril. Okay, so when it's during daytime, it's recommended that we start with the right nostril for us to activate our active bodies, our solar bodies. Okay, to give us more energy during the day. And during nighttime, you can do this practice as well. But you start with the left nostril. So why is that? It is for us to induce or generate the passive body, okay, our lunar body, to induce more relaxation energy in our body. All right. So that's your pranayama. That's your very simple pranayama breathing technique that you can do every day. All right. And of course, yoga and pranayama are two practices that will prepare our body for meditation. Yes, we've heard about meditation before. It's a practice that's really recommended for everyone. Okay. And my guru would always say, but yoga is a preparation ultimately for meditation. So they're cousins as well. They're all part of this integrated and sophisticated ecosystem, like Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, pranayama, everything. So it's really recommended that we all make this a part of our daily habit. So meditation, maybe for some people they are intimidated to meditate because they're thinking, oh, I have my mind is always thinking of a lot of things, and my mind can just cannot keep quiet. But keep in mind that meditation uh, and having a quiet mind is the result of doing a lot of meditation. It is not a requirement to do meditation. Again, I would always say this to my lecturers and my students. Like, for example, flexibility. A lot of people are intimidated to do yoga because they feel like they are not flexible enough. But flexibility is a result of doing a lot of yoga. Same way with meditation. Having a quiet mind, a calm mind is a result of doing a lot of meditation. It's not a requirement for meditation. The requirement is your willingness and your openness to be in the practice. All right. So how do you meditate? So first of all, you look for a quiet and comfortable place. All right. And if there's space in your house, of course, be creative. Make that space your daily space for meditation. Make that your sacred space. If it's a corner, make it your special corner for meditation. All right. So what we can do, we have to sit upright. Make sure your spine is erect. Okay. If it's not comfortable for you yet, you can lean on a wall or sit on a chair, but make sure your spine is upright. Okay. My guru would always say, sit upright during your meditation so you can receive more energy from the universe. Yeah. Okay. So Once you're in your upright position, you're in your quiet place, all right? You have the option. There are a lot of hand gestures for it or mudra for it, but you can place your palms open, your open palms above your knees, all right? Again, to receive more energy for it from the universe, okay? And then close your eyes. When we close our eyes, if you're beginning your meditation practice, okay, if you're a beginner, what's important is we focus on our breath. We just slowly inhale through our nose, exhale through our nose as well. Focus on that. And yes, it will be normal for our thoughts to wander, for distractions to occur during our meditation. But put awareness in your meditation practice by reminding yourself, okay, go back to your breathing. Go back to observing your breath. Okay, so inhale and slowly exhale. Just observe that warm air that goes in and warm air that goes out. And that will really help you focus during your meditation practice. Again, it doesn't have to be 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be 20 minutes. 5 minutes is good. 10 minutes is recommended. 15 minutes is really great. Okay, but of course, 5 minutes, get into that habit. Even 2 minutes tomorrow, if you're going to start 2 minutes, sit down, observe your breathing, close your eyes, and let that be a part of your daily practice. Okay, so that's again yoga, meditation, and pranayama. They are parts of our um, inner and outer cleansing and healing and preventative measures in Ayurveda principle. Yoga, by the way, is very good in terms of detoxification in our body. So when we do a lot of twisting poses during our yoga practice, that will help detoxify our the toxins in our organs, in our digestive system. All right. Okay. Next, and meditation. It will help cleanse all the thoughts that do not serve us, thoughts that are distracting for us, so we can really focus on what matters and we can really focus on our well-being in general. Next slide, please. And by the way, that picture was taken in India. All right. Okay, bathing. Why is bathing very important? Yes, so we know we have to take a bath, right? Since we were young, we've been told that we have to take a bath. We have to bathe. In Ayurveda, in Ayurvedic principle, the importance of bathing is highlighted. It's also called saucha, which is part of the yogic principles, which is purity, purification. Okay, so bathing or snana. Okay, bathing is purifying, life promoting energy. It destroys fatigue. Physically, yes, it removes sweat and dirt, and it's a promoter of divine energy. Okay, yes, it can be a simple act of bathing only, but you can observe, that you can observe your energy before and after you bathe. How do you feel? Do you feel like you are more pure, a little purer after you've taken a bath? Because it promotes divine energy in us. So that's very, very important. Okay, so next slide, please. Now we go to Ayurvedic principles on food consumption. So if you've noticed, I have introduced to you the daily routine based on Ayurvedic principles. So of course we start that from the time that we sleep, okay, and then we wake up before sunrise, and then we cleanse ourselves, and then we do our abhyanga or self massage using oil, and then after that we do our yoga, pranayama, and meditation practices, and then we bathe after that. So you see, it's very important to wake up early because you might be thinking, well, I'm so busy. I have a lot of things to do. Who has time for all of these things? Okay. It's really very important for us to wake up early. Wake up before sunrise because this is the time that we really have to focus on ourselves so we can conquer the day, so we have more energy for the day and for other people, for the people that we love. Okay, so focus on ourselves at least on the first 1.5 hours of the day. See how powerful it is. Okay, just by incorporating these very simple practices. So let's say the cleansing will take the cleansing of your five senses, that will take at least 15 minutes. And then the massage, self massage, another 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes. Then you do your yoga, at least 10 to 15 minutes as well. And then your pranayama, your meditation, that's a good 25 minutes. So that's almost an hour. And then you bathe and then you shower, take a bath. So it depends on you how long that's going to take. But the first 1.5 hours is very important for us. All right, very important to promote self-love, inner and outer healing, inner and outer cleansing. Now we go to the Ayurvedic principles on food consumption. Right? Yes, because Ayurveda is all about holistic wellness. Of course, Ayurveda emphasizes on food, nutrition, and how we consume our food as well, because um, this greatly influences our digestive process. Our digestive system, again, is a cornerstone of our health. So we really have to be mindful on how we take care of our digestive system. All right? Okay, what are the Ayurvedic principles on food consumption? Next slide, please. So, what time do you eat? Yes, we've heard a lot of recommendations on the or new research on what time we should really eat. But this is based. What I will share with you is based on Ayurvedic principles. Okay, because it's based on the energies of our body and the laws of nature. So I'll share it with you. Okay. So breakfast, the recommended time to eat breakfast. So after you've done your yoga, your massage, your meditation, after you've showered, the best time to have your breakfast is from 8 to 9 a.m. Okay. However, the recommended food that we consume for breakfast should be light. All right. This is because our digestive fire or our agni is not strong yet. It's not fully active. Our digestive enzymes, they're not active yet during this time. So we have to be gentle on our digestive system also. So consume a very light breakfast. Okay. Um, Ayurveda recommends as well. Eat fruits, 1 to 2 servings of fruits that are in season for breakfast. Okay. Um, and if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat. Okay. Just make sure that you are hydrated. Okay. Again, these are based on the laws of nature. Okay. Yes, again, there are a lot of sciences and research about the recommended eating times, but this is based on a time honored practice and science, which is Ayurveda. Okay, lunchtime. So, what is the recommended time to eat lunch or to consume lunch? It's 12 to 1 p.m. And this is the time when we can consume our main meal for the day. This is because our digestive fire or our agni is strong. So it can accommodate a significant or substantial portion of food. Okay. And then for dinner, the recommended timing is around 6 to 7 p.m. However, you have to take note that we have to consume very light food before dinner because this is when our digestive fire is weak because we've consumed our energy during the day, and that's related to our digestion also. Okay, so What are the recommended food for dinner? So vegetable soup, or kichari, also that's rice with beans. All right, those are the recommended meals for dinner. Very light. Okay, and again, this will go back to our first topic earlier, which is sleep. Once we have consumed light meals for dinner, a light meal for dinner, this will aid us in digestion and giving our digestive system and our body the time to relax before we go to sleep so we can have better quality sleep. Okay, so what are the other principles of Ayurveda when it comes to consuming food, aside from, of course, the timings that we consume our food? Number one principle that my guru would always say, my guru in India would always say, don't eat when you're stressed. No stress eating, okay? Because when we are stressed, what does our body produce? It produces cortisol. And my guru would always say it's like poison in our body. So when that happens, our digestive enzymes are not able to process the food properly. So when we eat with good energy. Of course, we start and we eat with gratitude. That's the most important lesson that I have learned from my guru. Before you consume your meal, think of all the people, the elements in nature that have contributed for you to have that certain meal. You really feel your connection to the entire universe and to human beings in general. And with that simple act of being grateful about your food and the food in front of you, that's going to help you that's going to help your digestive system as well be more efficient because it's not stressed, all right, and it's happy, it's in a good mood, all right, it's all incorporated, all right. Be grateful for the food that's in front of you and eat mindfully. Avoid eating while you're standing up or while you're walking and while talking. Really focus on the food that's in front of you because that's a source of our energy. And we have to respect the energy, the sources of energy that we have in our lives. For example, the sun. Okay? We don't worship the sun, we respect the sun because it's a source of energy and not only for us but all living things in this planet in this universe. So that's very important that we respect the sources of energy, and food is our source of energy. Okay, and yes, I know it's common that we eat and we use this time to bond with the people that we love, so we talk during our meal times. But the Ayurvedic principle for that is we have to focus on the food. Aside from focusing on the food that we are consuming, we also have to save our energy when we eat. Save your energy so that it can fully we can fully utilize that energy for our digestive process. Okay. Again, just be mindful if you're eating and you're with your family and friends. Be mindful. Maybe allot at least 10 minutes to really consume your meal properly, and then have fun, talk, enjoy that time that you're with them. Okay, and then um, most important, yes, we've heard of this before. Really chew your food properly because that's part of your digestion already. Chewing the food properly is part of an efficient digestive process. Okay, so be mindful of that as well. Because I know most of the time we are so much in a hurry to consume our meals because we're busy, we have to attend another Zoom call one after another. But again, respect the source of our energy, focus, and really chew your food properly. It really depends on what kind of food, but what's recommended is at least 20 times. Chew it 20 times. But it really depends on the kind of food that you are consuming. All right. And drink water, warm water, at least 30 minutes after your meal so that it doesn't dilute the digestive enzymes in your body. All right. So those are the principles in Ayurveda when it comes to nutrition. Well, it's also very important that we take care of our gut health, and the Ayurveda concoctions for gut care, we have that, and it's very simple. You know, I know in the Philippines, if I talk about the spices that are used in India for the herbal drinks based in Ayurveda principles, it will be a challenge. But tell me if you have this or not in your kitchen right now, especially for the Filipinos. Do you have ginger in your house? Okay, in your kitchen. So boiling ginger and if with turmeric, if possible, will really help us with our gut health, with our digestive system. So consume that, make it a part of your daily habit as well. All right. Okay. And next slide, please. And one more thing. Okay. If you are cooking for other people, cooking for yourself, make sure you are in a good mood. Okay. Otherwise, you are transferring that energy, that negative energy to the food, which will be consumed by yourself or the people around you, by the people that you love. And you don't want to pass that negative energy in the food. Okay. All right. Again, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, they're all about being mindful of the energy that we receive and we give out as well to maintain balance in our lives. Yes. All right. And next slide, please. Let me just share this very interesting quote from Sarah Gray, another Ayurvedic, one of the well-known authors in Ayurveda books. So, Ayurveda is an ancient Hindu practice that maintains your health by keeping your spirit, mind, and body in perfect serenity with nature. So again, these are very simple practices, simple routines that I have shared with you. If you were able to pick up one or two, that would be great. And if you really decide, commit to maintaining a life that's balanced, that's perfect serenity with nature, go back and play this video again so that you can incorporate Ayurvedic practices and routines in your life. Again, Ayurveda is a gift to mankind from India. So let's really leverage on that and take advantage of this gift that is given to us. All right, and I hope you enjoyed the first lecture, first of the 4-day lecture series for Explore Ayurveda, brought to us by, of course, Embassy of India in Manila. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Embassy of India in Manila, for introducing Ayurveda and bringing more awareness on Ayurveda for Filipinos to really incorporate Ayurveda in our lives. Thank you very much. And enjoy your Sunday evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Namaste.